welcome back. Hello, I'm Lissa Kreisler. You're watching Community Storytelling. We're in our 5th season. I hope you've been along for every single one of them because we've had fabulous people sitting with me. Linda Lester is our sponsor. I call her my fairy godmother, and I call you my friends, and I have a new friend sitting right next to me. She is with an agency here in town, in our neighborhood, that if you don't know about it, you should. And there may be ways for you to help it as well. My new best friend, Regina Reilly. I just could tell when you walked in, you and I are meant to be good friends.
Thank you.
I don't
Feeling
know what
is
it
mutual.
is. Well, great. And you're with this fabulous agency, Bay Area Housing Corp, or Bahc.
Yes.
And the name does not give it justice, if I'm saying it right.
Okay.
I really don't think so. It doesn't tell what the agency does in simple language. And what you do is you help find housing for intellectually and developmentally disabled people.
Well said.
And we have, what, 250,000 of them in the Bay Area?
We do, and those numbers are rising fast.
I bet. So tell me about Bahc.
Oh, very good. Well, for any of your listeners, your viewers who have been in the Valley long enough, they might recall our Agnews State Hospital.
I used to volunteer there.
There you go.
Yes, when I started in radio, I was out there all the time.
There you go. So the history in our valley is that Agnews became a decision that parents said, I don't want my child to be living in institutional housing. I want my child to be living in a home in which they're most accustomed to having grown up in.
And absolutely.
So in the 70s, a group of parents came together and a new policy was formed in the state of California called the Lanterman Housing Act. And since then, nonprofits like ours have been helping individuals with autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, and any other sort of intellectual or developmental disability have a choice when it comes to housing. So the founder of our nonprofit organization, Bahc, her daughter, Darcy McCann, went right through Los Gatos High School, and back in the days in her education, her special education classes, were up on the 3rd floor, and there wasn't an elevator for her to get up there in her wheelchair. So we've all made strides, and by way of access and by way of housing, but we've got a lot more to do because we're not meeting the need.
Well, and sadly, you can't count on the government to take care of it for you.
That's right.
Especially now.
That's
especially
right.
now. So now, are these teenagers, young adults, who are you finding housing for? And are we talking about living with people or separate apartments or units that they live in by themselves?
All of the above.
Okay.
Good question, Lisa. Because we're evolving as we've grown. We're now 19 years of doing this housing work, and we have 49 homes in 4 different counties. Some of them are right here in Los Gatos. Over by the Los Gatos Community Hospital, where my mother spent her career, we have 4 or 5 duplexes, and that's one of our best models. So we've got caregivers living on one side in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath duplex, okay? On the other side, just separated by a door, okay, are 3 residents in a different 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now they become a family unit. We call that one our family teaching model, and we learned that from Kansas City. We brought it out here, and it's been a very, very successful model for high-functioning individuals with autism or with Down syndrome or something of the sort.
Are there always caretakers involved?
Always. Always there's some, let me say, yes, there is, because even in we've got a few homes where we've got like 4 gentlemen with autism living successfully together, but they have a house manager who comes in on a 24/7 basis just to make sure that everything is copacetic, okay? They're not living on the property.
Just checking in on them.
Checking in, okay?
Do you have any married couples?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet, but I am very aware of a married couple that's living successfully in a different state, and I have hope for ours. We also have, for the medically fragile, right across from Westmont High School is one of our what we call a 962 home. And rather than spending a life in a hospital with somebody who doesn't have a body that's functioning so well for them, but they've got a mind and they're very much alert and can participate in other ways, we have our medically fragile homes. And we have about 4 or 5 of those in Santa Clara County and throughout. We do have some children's homes, and 24/7 care as well at those homes. And then we've got some of our homes who have still got Ag News residents. So my brother-in-law's younger sister got a high fever in early infancy. And she was a resident at Ag News. She now lives in one of our Bahc homes, and she's getting ready to be about 68.
Unbelievable.
So the age range goes
Sure.
from teenagers all the way up to 68, 70.
Now you're on Church Street, right? Your
We are.
office.
Yep, we overlook Los Gatos High School.
Well, that's
The back field.
That's a fun thing.
It is.
That's a fun thing. And who funds you? Like, where do you get your money from?
Each and every one of those homes that I mentioned, the 49 that we have on the ground, and these are forever homes. So although we've got about 192 residents in our homes now, over the lifespan of our organization, we've had about 450 residents, always with IDD is what we call it, intellectual and developmental disabilities. So these homes are forever homes.
I love it.
Going to be set aside. We're now working with other organizations like Charities Housing, and we're going to be venturing into our first multifamily apartment complex sort of a thing. We've got 10 studios that we're going to be looking for individuals who want to be part of that sort of a community.
How do we bring Los Gatos into this?
Great question. Thank you very much. We have done our very first public event, our first community event. We did a bocce event thanks to the help and the good example of Steve Mariucci and John Madden, who have been raising millions for Special Olympics for the past 23 years, all while playing the game of bocce.
Well, now, Steve Mariucci, former 49ers coach,
Yeah.
he is a Montecito resident. He's one of us. What got him involved with you people?
I was introduced to him about 3 months ago, and I said, I'm all about games. I'm a former athlete myself. I went to Santa Clara University and played basketball there. I've coached in the community, girls volleyball, girls basketball. And I said, Steve, I'm all about games, but we need homes for your athletes. And that got his attention, I think. He, like yourself, was a bit confused by our name, and he was also confused as to why he had never heard of us before. And that's because we have sadly had to operate pretty much under the radar because of NIMBYism. So that's an unfortunate part of the story, and we're really emerging outside of that because we've proven ourselves to be outstanding neighbors in any and all community that we're in.
So I want to ask you about that, but I think I didn't even let you tell more about the bocce ball event that maybe is coming up again.
We launched our Una Casa Mas Fund, meaning one more home, and one home at a time. And that's pretty much the roots of our organization, is we have done one home at a time. We have not yet crossed the bridge into multifamily housing. We're not going to say that that's not part of our future possibilities. But the bocce event is an opportunity for Los Gatos and beyond residents to get to know us, to get to know the work that we do, who we do it for, and why we do it. Because we really can't rely on our government to solve all our housing needs.
And let me guess, it's at Campo de Bocce.
You got that right.
Right on University Avenue in Los Gatos. And
you got that right.
Mooch will be there.
Mooch will be there. Carrie Walsh Jennings will be there.
Well, that's fabulous.
Yes, we're very excited about it.
So when is the date?
October the 12th.
And
it's a Wednesday.
Wednesday. And how do we order tickets?
People can go to our website. We're just about to release, but we haven't yet individual tickets. We're almost sold out on our team tickets, but you can go to our website at www.bahc1.org.
BAHC1.org.
You got it.
I don't know where that number one came from, but okay. Okay, well, and we will say that again before you leave. But I want to find out, you mentioned NIMBYism. How many places do we have in Los Gatos?
We have a total of 6 homes, I believe, in Los Gatos.
And do you go buy them outright, like they're on the market, and you have a realtor go out, or
Yes.
are they given to you?
Yes, no. We're launching our legacy program, whereby we are in the future working towards having homes donated, and we would be the nonprofit that would oversee to make sure that, because the reality is we have 20,000 individuals right here in the Bay Area who are living still at home with their parents, and their parents are aging. Yeah. So what's going to happen when their parents are gone? Our legacy program will answer and address that need. But Right now, we're raising, the Una Casa Mas Fund is about raising money to help people modify the home that they are in. Because let's face it, the starting prices of a home here is about $1.6 to $7 million. So we've been forced down to San Benito County, Santa Cruz County, and farther south in our purchases.
So if somebody either here in Los Gatos or Montesrino say, you know what, we have a tax write-off, we have a unit, they can just get in touch with you?
Absolutely.
Okay, give all that information again.
Once again, it's Bay Area Housing Corp, and our acronym is BAHC, the number one,
Yes.
.org. We
Yes.
are a 501c3. We have got Platinum GuideStar transparency records from GuideStar and all of the Good Seal House of Approvals for nonprofit organizations.
Well, and I love that you're helping intellectually and developmentally disabled people. And if you look into those folks,
Yeah.
there is no reason for NIMBYism.
None at all.
Because they're really no different than the rest of us.
No, they are
You know,
different.
they
That's
look
it.
a little different, they may act a little different, but maybe have a behavioral issue. Nothing to be afraid of.
Lisa, this is the vision for the Bahc event, because Mariucci and John Madden have been demonstrating that for 23 years. Mariucci comes with a group of Down syndrome kids who are on his team, and by the way, there's nothing down about a Down syndrome person.
Exactly.
There's nothing down about it.
No, in fact, everything is up.
You're right.
Everything is up.
Happiest, most honest, most wonderfully kind, loving people. And he's been demonstrating for all these years they're very, very capable when it comes to the game of bocce as well. But not enough people have had an experience. I grew up babysitting Darcy McCann in my early 20s. And Darcy was born with a great mind and a body that doesn't work for her with cerebral palsy. And in getting to know her and getting to know others, we do recognize that. But if you haven't grown up with somebody, we need to have an opportunity to have an experience, a shared experience, to get to know somebody with IDD.
You are delightful, and we're going to be with you. We're going to be with you and Mooch and Carrie and Regina. You're fabulous.
Thank you, Lisa.
My new good friend.
Thank you very much.
My new good friend. So yeah, it's Bay Area Housing Corp.
And Una Casa Mas.
And Una Casa Mas. There you go. And it's community storytelling. Come on, sit next to me. Tell me your story. You go to kcat.org and just do the nomination. I'm Lissa Kreisler, and we're so happy to have you with us at KCAT TV 15.